Hey there, hi there, ho there. Welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. And today we have the Mickey Mouse Club. Yeah, if you're looking for some Mickey Mouse Disney nostalgia, this is it. Okay, this is something that premiered on October 3rd, 1955, just a few months after Disneyland opened in Anaheim, California, and the world was just going crazy for Mickey Mouse. Sunday nights was the Wonderful World of Disney, I think, at this point. Yeah, because I remember that Walt had said that, he was talking about the construction of Disneyland prior to this. No, I didn't watch this first view. I've just seen other documentaries and other Walt updates about the park and stuff like that. So the Wonderful World of Disney was something that people were watching on Sunday nights, I believe. I could be wrong. You elders, correct me if you feel you must in the comments. But then this is totally for kids. This is 100% for kids. If you were a preteen, just toddler, I don't know what it was, or just a young teen in 1955, this was all about you. Whether it came down to just kids dancing soft shoe, nobody teaches kids how to do soft shoe anymore, especially like 12 or 20 of them at one time. There's a lot of Mouseketeers in this. But the thing is, you don't see them until like halfway through the episode. The first 5 minutes or so is just the theme song. And like an introduction sort of to the thing, and then they start talking about, well, of course, there's the commercials that are, the show is brought to you by Coca-Cola or Sugar Jets. Yeah, the cereal you forgot about. Sugar Jets. TWA had to have a hand in this because there's a whole segment in this about showing kids, like, Alvy Moore goes out and starts hunting down children who at first seemed really delusional. This one little girl at the airport seemed to think that she's a stewardess, what they called them back then. I'm just using the term. She says she's traveled all over the world, but she's like 9. I don't know, 10. And Alvy's just like, you're young. What? You're not dressed like the other ones. Why? I don't understand. But I'm looking for somebody who can join the Mickey Mouse Club, and we can get you on an airplane, I guess. It looks like she's already there as part of a group. It doesn't make any sense. But then she introduces him, Alvy, to one of her friends who just does domestic flights. He's a pilot. And he's like 10 also. But he flies planes in a field somewhere in like a public park on a string. They're not remote controlled technically. I don't know. But either way, the whole time Alvy's like, I really want to, get you kids involved in the Mickey Mouse Club. He even has a special badge he flips like he's an FBI agent, and they linger on that shot way too long so you can read all of it. And then so you understand his credentials in seeking out children in public places so that he can take them away to get on a plane somewhere. That does not sound good, but it is what it is. It's the Mickey Mouse Club. And, I mean, this whole thing, you'll remember, is hosted by, was it Jimmy Dodd? And Roy Williams shows up as, like, the wacky kind of uncle kind of guy. And then it's just like 15 kids. They're all tap dancing and in choreographed. And it's just wild kind of stuff that normally kids would be today would be hip-hop dancing or twerking. I sound like an old man. The kids these days, they do all the twerking. Give a little soft shoe. Yeah, no, it's a lot of, there's a whole tap dancing sequence. There's an animated of course an animated cartoon, but there's a cartoon segment in this where we get a special cartoon that is literally, I checked, I do not think it is on Disney Plus on its own. It's a black and white cartoon called Pueblo Pluto, and Mickey and Pluto go to the American Southwest in the desert, and Pluto, well, of course, gets in conflict with somebody else, a puppy, in fact, over a bone. And the puppy can take the bone someplace where Pluto can't get to it amongst a clutch of cactus because he's much too big to squeeze through there. But he's insistent on getting that bone from that little puppy. So it's a cartoon that you can't see just on its own. It's just in this first episode. I only watched one episode out of the 5. There's only 5. From what I remember, I could be completely wrong, but from what I remember, when Disney Plus first launched, everyone was like, well, the older fans were like, where's the Mickey Mouse Club? This is like a seminal thing in Mickey Mouse, in Walt Disney history. Where is it? Well, I kind of understand why it wasn't just there at launch, because there's 331 episodes in total. And that's a lot of episodes. And these are 46, 48 minutes long, sometimes 39, at least. So they put just the first week on. Just the first week. I imagine at some point they might add more episodes. But I watched this when I was a kid. But obviously not when they first aired. I'm not that old. I'm old, but I'm not that old. I watched the reruns in the 70s, I believe, and it was like on a Saturday or Sunday afternoon, maybe. But the kids watching this first run live, it can't be live, but watching it first run had to have watched it Monday through Friday. In fact, Jimmy gives a whole bit of a rundown of what to expect on the coming week on this very first episode. Yes, we do it the very first 5 episodes, that right here. But Jimmy gives a rundown of all the different things. One is that each day is a special type of day, like a special guest day, and I'll show it to you real quick. Fun with Music Day is the premiere episode. Guest star day. Wally Bogue shows up and apparently does stuff with balloons and has a bagpipe. Anything can happen day is on a Wednesday. Anything could happen. Come on. Circus Day on Thursday, and rounding out Talent Roundup Day on Friday, and that takes us as far as October 7th, 1955. But I think they would cycle through this every week. As a kid, I didn't understand there was any structure or anything else. I just remember Annette Funicello was kind of cute, and yeah, so but yeah, it's a kind of, it's a variety show. It's got cartoons, it's got singing and dancing, it's got kids doing themed dances about shoes while Roy draws them. At one point, there's a happy gay shoe. Yep. There is a rootin' tootin' shoe. And other shoes, like a wedding shoes, and then there's a child wedding. It's at one point. It's a lot going on in this 46-minute first episode. There's a lot. So, I mean, beyond the, like the big spectacle, you're going to sing along. You're going to watch this, you're going to sing along with that theme song because you know that song. M-I-C-K-E-Y-M-O-U-S-E. You know that song. And you can't help but be roused by that. Not aroused, but roused by that when you hear it, if you grew up with it. So, yeah, if you're looking for nostalgia, just something dripping with Walt Disney nostalgia, this is the show for you. And you got less than 5 hours worth to go through for now. I imagine at some point they might add more episodes. I don't know. Or maybe some special, like the best of or something. I don't know. But if you want to see more, tell them. They might listen to you. Reminds me, I got to do that survey thing they asked me to fill out. That's another thing. I don't work for Disney. I do not work for Disney. This is just me doing, as of tomorrow, 5 years. Technically today, but tomorrow officially, 5 years of Disney Plus. 1,828 straight days. Whew. And I was I didn't realize it, but I didn't realize that this show was on here. I would have almost picked it for the anniversary, the 5th anniversary date of Disney Plus. But it came up the day before. The Mickey Mouse Club. Come on. I wish I would have waited one day. I know we're going to get something. I can't say I know. I have a feeling we're going to get something random that we may not want to watch on the anniversary day. It may not be celebratory. I have no idea. There's a handful of things left that are just 100% like Disney fan favorites. There's a lot of documentaries, and I know not everybody likes the documentaries. Not everybody watches the episodes that I do about the documentaries. I watch the documentaries for you. You can watch them with me, but hey, that's your thing if you want to. But I did have something. There is something premiering tomorrow on Disney Plus that I was planning, I know I'm going to watch, but I'm going to bump it to the next day. So technically, selecting this right here, I wouldn't have been doing this. I would have been picking the next episode, and that's Deadpool and Wolverine. We're not watching that tomorrow. We're going to watch that the day after. So whatever we pick here at random is going to be our 5th anniversary episode. Here we go. 197. What is that? 197. It's going to be good. It's going to be short. It's going to be long. Oh, and I was right. It is a docu-series, but it's one that I don't mind. I don't mind all of them. I mean, yeah, there's too many shark things. I took care of that problem. But this is a little bit of nostalgia. This is another nostalgia trip that's not... It's about 40 years after Mickey Mouse Club. Yeah, a little less than 40 years after the Mickey Mouse Club. By the way, they have a newsreel thing on here. And that made me a little nervous, because what newsreels are you going to talk about in the middle of the 1950s? Then I realized it's all like news. It's all just cultural things about featuring children. It's not like, oh, well, here's the cleanup after the Korean War. What are we doing? Like, we're still reeling from the end of World War II and the Korean War and doing everything else. Like, are we going to really do newsreels? No, we're not going to do newsreels. We're just going to talk about what kids are doing in Japan or the Everglades, and they're talking about the Seminoles hiding from Andrew Jackson, and that's a whole other thing. But the reels, they also go behind the scenes on some of the movies, including Davy Crockett and just a bunch of other things. It's fun. I almost forgot to talk about that. I wanted to talk about that, but this is all at random, as if you can't tell. Anyway, I just picked 197, and this is our 5th anniversary episode. Rewind the 90s. So, we're going to watch at least one episode. I know I think it's a series. And honestly, if this thing is a Hulu thing, I'm going to come back and pick something else. I thought I made sure that there's no Hulu stuff in here. It has to be Disney Plus exclusive. All right. So, rewind the 90s. We're going to watch at least one episode. And M-I-C-K-E-Y. What was I going to say? M-I-C, see you real soon, K-E-Y. You know the rest. Bye. Of course, this would happen on the anniversary episode. Picking the anniversary episode. It's not here. The Rewind the 90s is no longer on Disney Plus. I searched it here. I searched on another computer where I could be a bit more dexterous rather than, tapping the buttons to do this. Just to make sure, I tried variations. Rewind the 90s. It's not even on Hulu. It's not on Disney Plus. So that means we get a bonus little bit right here where I pick another number. And here we go. 241. We are really sticking up in the 200s range here. 241, what could it be? It's a short. It's a classic short featuring Goofy. Yes. All right, this will be real easy. Our anniversary episode is going to be super short. Anyway, we're watching The Olympic Champ featuring Goofy. 241. I was looking forward to watching the 90s thing. Everybody loves nostalgia. Come on. The Olympic Champ, starring Goofy on the next Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.